Hey guys, welcome back to Kelly's Creations. I'm so glad you're joining me. Today we are going to do two very simple farmhouse decorations for the fall season. And I'm going to be using some moss, some cashew, and some white chalk paint, some twine, some E6000 and hot glue, and 3 of these gorgeous little Dollar Tree. They remind me of like little pumpkin plaques. They're so cute the way they are, but we're going to just tweak them up a little bit, make them even cuter. Now you're going to want to pull that little raffia bow off of them and paint each piece. I chose white, cashew, and moss, but you can choose any color you want. It ended up being 1 coat on the sides, 1 coat on the stem, and 3 coats on the center base piece to cover up the words. I wasn't too concerned with the sides since 3 of the sides were going to be glued to each other, and I kind of like the rustic look, so I kind of like that the remainder sides weren't fully covered, but I did want to cover the middle where you could see the words. I wanted that fully covered. So take each one, pick a color, and start painting. Now once your pieces are fully dry, you're going to want to take some E6000 and glue them together. I am using also some hot glue for the purpose of this video because the E6000 takes a lot longer to dry and the hot glue will secure them a lot faster. So you're going to want to line them up, try to get them lined up perfectly, and glue those together, and then take the remainder one and again add some E6000, and I'm using hot glue also, and glue that one so that all 3 pieces are glued together. I opted for a much simpler project because everything I do has writing or words on it, and I just wanted something just simple and elegant looking and still farmhouse and cute, but without words on it, so that I could place maybe behind something that did have, maybe a saying on it or something. So to make a twine bow is so easy. Wrap the twine around your fingers as many times as you want the thickness of the bow to be. Cut another piece of twine, pinch the little bow together, and tie a piece of twine around the center, and you have the most adorable little twine bow ever. You can then maneuver it and fluff it and maybe pull some of the twine to make it just a little more poofy, and voila, you got a cute little twine bow. When I ripped the raffia bow that was on these off of it, there was a little hot glue that stayed. So this actually has 2 purposes for this project. Give it that country feel that twine does, but also it helps in covering the hot glue that was originally there on this piece. So I decided to take just a little bit of my I always do this, I'm so sorry. Fine grit sandpaper. Okay, brain start working. And I roughed the edges a little bit. It didn't do much, it just did a little bit that it made it just more country looking. And there it is, simple but super cute. And I can't wait to display it when I start decorating for fall. So the next project, I love these little houses that they have at Dollar Tree right now. I call them my little house shadow boxes. I'm using 3 of those. I'm using elephant and white chalk paint. And then I got this pick of, I think it's eucalyptus, from Hobby Lobby. They were 50% off. So you're going to want to take your E6000, and again, I'm also using hot glue for the purpose of this video so that they stick together right away and I don't have to wait, and put it on one side of this little house shadow box. And you're going to want to secure 2 of them together side by side. Then you're going to want to flip it over, take the third little house shadow box that fits perfectly in that space, add E6000 and hot glue to the top, and then position it in between the space of the 2 shadow boxes that you had already glued together. Once those are glued together, you have this cute little, almost, it looks like a little farmhouse, bigger piece. So you're going to want to take some white chalk paint and you're going to want to paint inside those little shadow boxes and the edges. And you can paint the top of it if you want, but we're going to be going over that in a different color. So right now, just take your white chalk paint and paint all of the insides of these 3 boxes. I did 3 coats. So now I'm going to take my elephant and using a brush, I'm going to go around the top edges just to give it that little pop of color. I love that elephant chalk paint in the gray, and it just gives it that added color so it's just not a completely white piece. And I just thought it would be cute to also add some color on the inside edges. Not the flat piece, but the edges that stick up. Just go through and add a little gray. You can skip this part if you like just the white with the gray edges. I just wanted to add a little bit more gray on the interior of the shadow boxes. Okay, now take your pick, and please correct me if I'm wrong. I think these are eucalyptus leaves. I'm not sure. It didn't say anything on the tag. So I took each individual leaf off, and I'm going to hot glue these to the shadow box to try to mimic a round wreath. Be very careful. As you can see, the first one that you try to put down, you really need a lot of hot glue to secure it. Use a pair of scissors or the back of a paintbrush, something beside your fingers, because I always think that I'm not going to get burnt, and I get burnt every time. So I don't want you guys getting burnt. So use something to hold it down. So I'm just going to keep adding leaves until I get it into like a circular pattern. And it's really simple. I started with 3, and then I started going around with different sizes of the eucalyptus leaves, and I just kept going until I liked the fullness and the shape of the wreath. And this is totally your preference, how big you want it. You could even do a half like circle. That would be really, really cute on this. But I was just trying with this project just to do something just farmhouse, yet simple and elegant without the use of words. I just wanted something just plain and cute, but still keeping with the farmhouse decor. When you have the wreath the way you want it, save your smallest leaf and hot glue that to the center, and you won't see where all of the leaves are combined and glued together. Hopefully that makes sense, but you'll see in a few minutes when I do it. And there it is. I absolutely am in love with this piece. You can do so many things with it. You can use it for so many different seasons, and it's going to be a really nice addition to my farmhouse decor. I wanted to do this video to show you not everything farmhouse related has to have a saying or words on it. Sometimes it's the simplest decor that stands out the most. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider subscribing to my channel. Hit that thumbs up button so I know I'm doing it right. And I'll see y'all again soon. Bye, y'all.